So I have a crazy story about the power of manifestation. Holy smokes, it's been a crazy year. My parents got divorced. I had hip surgery, and I'm still sort of recovering from him 6 months into a 6 to 12 month recovery. So I'm pretty much healed, but after heavy activity, I kind of have to rest a little bit more than I would usually like to. And then my mom started dating someone new. He had a stroke, lost like almost half of his brain, and she had to kind of stop dating him because she didn't, they've only been dating for a few months, and she didn't want to take care of him the rest of her life. So that was really tragic. And then my girlfriend had a kidney stone some point this year, which was terrifying. We had to call 911. And we just weren't sure what was going on. After we knew it was kidney stone, it was fine, right? It's just painful as hell, but it wasn't going to kill her. But until that point, we didn't know if this was like going to be fatal or not, or like what the hell was going on. Terrifying. And of course, because hip surgery has been a rough year financially, so I missed work for about 6 weeks, like 5.5 to be exact. But yeah, like this year's just been really, really rough. And I've been wanting a dual sport motorcycle for the past like year and a half. I don't know. The idea was kind of kicking in my head for a couple of years, and like probably about a year ago or so, I decided I really wanted one because I already have a friend who wanted one, or one friend that has one, right? And yeah, so I've been like trying to figure out how am I going to get this, because I don't make a ton of money. I work in sales, and it's not always doesn't always pay the best. Some months it does pay decent, but I have a lot of debt loads on top of it. Student loans, car loan, and then some other investments that didn't work out that I'm still paying off. It doesn't completely eat up my income, but it did when my girlfriend lost her job. So I had to cover her share of rent, some other expenses for like a month and a half. She didn't have a savings. I did. So it came out of my pocket. Yeah, that's love, right? So it's been a rough year, and I really wanted a dual sport, and I was like, how the hell am I going to get this thing when they cost like at least $5,000? So I was looking at some of the budget ones, right? Like the KLX 230, KLX 250, and the CRF 250L, and the XT 250. I was looking at all these different bikes, even the TW 200s, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put the intention out there, and I'm gonna see what happens. And I told my girlfriend that like maybe a few months ago. I told her those exact words. I'm just going to set the intention and see what happens. So, crazy stuff, guys. I go to a dealership, and I sit on a couple bikes, and I realize that the budget options are not going to work for me because I'm 6'2". So the only bikes that really seem to fit were the DRZ 400 and WR250R. So I'm like, great. My height priced me right out of the budget range of dual sports. I gotta go back to the drawing board. So I was thinking like, I'll just save up like $2,000, put a down payment on a new one, and then finance it like a couple of years from now, right? Because a WR250R, those are so hard to find used, especially through a dealership. You don't know what you're getting. I mean, they're really reliable, so chances are if you buy it used, you're probably gonna be fine, even through a private seller. But I didn't have like the working cash flow. Like I wanted to finance this thing. I was willing to put down a decent amount of money. Like I don't mind financing $5,000, paid off in a couple of years, whatever. But I was like, dang, like that's gonna set me back just because of my height, right? Like I didn't really want to spend that much, but because of my height, I had to get a taller bike. Well, I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like having in my head, like I'm just gonna get the gear, right? I'm just gonna get a gear piece by piece. I got the gear. So I was looking for a Bell MX-9 Adventure dual sport helmet, and just waiting for the right size, the right deal, close out. I already have a Bell mountain bike helmet, so I know how they fit my head. I know that they're good. The MIPS technology's solid. And then I finally found one for a good deal, like almost an entire $100 off, right? And so I snatched it up, and again, I was kind of broke, and while this was all happening, I was getting opportunities to make more money, which is just the craziest thing. Like, at my job, there's an outlet center, so I sell furniture, right? Some nights we do well, but it's harder when your girlfriend doesn't have a job, and the season's a little bit slow. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get anything. But the outlet center for the store I work for is closing down this month, so I had an opportunity to go over there, and we get paid on like what's delivered. So it's when it's in the house we get paid for it. But over there everything's taken with you. So I was like, I'm already sitting at like the quota, like that where you break even with your hourly pay. I'm like, well, everything over there is just gonna be icing on the cake. So like I went over there, made an extra like few $100, nearly, well, it was more than that because I mean, it was a good amount of money. I was like, oh, that's solid. And my girlfriend got a temporary job working with Santa in the mall. So I got this helmet and I was like, all right, cool. I got the helmet. Like, what's next? You know, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm getting this stuff. It's gonna be even a couple years before I get the bike, right? So like, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep a lookout, see what other good deals are out there. So I'm looking through Facebook Marketplace, and also, not to mention the helmet I bought on a credit card with a sign-up bonus. So, you know, I got this impact vest I can put underneath. I'm like, if it's hot out, I'm not going to be wearing a jacket on the trails. I know that. So I need something that I can go underneath my jacket. So when I take my jacket off, I still have some sort of protection. So I got an impact vest. This is not CE approved, but it seems more solid than a lot of the ones that are, because it's hard plastic on the back, and it's meant for downhill mountain biking and snowboarding, which is still pretty aggressive stuff. It's approved for that. So I would imagine underneath a CE approved jacket, take the back protector out, it's probably fine. Those were basically free because of the sign-up bonus. Spend $500, I put all my daily spending on it, paid it right off right away, got a $200 credit on that card. So that was like basically free stuff. So I'm looking through Facebook Marketplace. And then I bought these full price for $60, Alpine Stars gloves. So I'm looking through Facebook Marketplace, looking for jackets, right? I need a jacket that fits me. I need a jacket that's large, but I'm a skinny dude, so I have long arms. 6'2", skinny dude. I need large, but there kind of some variation in the quality controls that make some large not fit me because of the length of my arm. So I'm looking at this jacket, and I'm like, well, this looks like it would work. And then I find out it's from an old friend of mine. So I reconnected with him, and basically, like, it was like he was asking for like $65 per jacket. He had 3 jackets, and I was only interested in one of them, really. And so I go over there. I drive like 40 minutes to go see him. I catch up with him. We talk for a while, and I buy this jacket off him for like $60. He's like, they were free. They came with my bike. The guy I bought it from just gave them to me. So go ahead and take them. I'm like, solid. He had 2 other jackets. He's like, you can take those 2 if you want, because I don't have a use for them. Well, this is a jacket I got, right? It just happens to match a freaking WR250R with the blue and the black and the white, which is just really coincidental and weird, and it's all CE approved armor. It's an okay brand, Field Share. It's a good starting brand, not like the best, but whatever. The weird thing though, guys, is my friend that I really want to ride dual sports with has a WR250R, and he does not have a riding jacket, which is really dangerous. One of the other jackets my friend gave me was this, in a freaking medium. My friend's smaller than me. It matches his bike. It's probably going to fit him like perfectly. Weirdest thing, I just get it for free. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then I get some pads, knee pads and elbow pads. I want to wear these underneath on longer rides. And I'll probably always wear the knee pads. These are footprint insoles, so they're not CE approved. But I trust these more than anything. This is such a good technology. And you can watch videos of people trying to like smash phones and stuff underneath this foam. And it is amazing. I've used their insoles for like skateboarding and snowboarding. I've prevented some heel bruising and prevented a lot of pain. I use their insoles in like my work shoes. I freaking love this company. So elbow pads and knee pads under the pants and jacket. The elbow pads are really just so I can tuck away in a backpack. If I want to take my jacket off, I can just take these out, put them on, have the impact vest on, and be good to go down the trail. And I'll just tie my jacket to my backpack. These I'll just wear underneath all the time. They're lightweight, soft pads, but again, these are amazing when it comes to preventing impact. I cannot stress enough. So here I am, sitting with all the gear, right? And I'm going to segment this in another video because it's getting to 10 minutes.